Hey folks, it's Bear Gardener, and here we go. Okay, so Cards Content Creator, member of the Cards Contributor Program, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Find me on Twitch, find me here. This is going to be a very quick one, because, 1939 apparently want to keep me on my toes. So, before I actually get round to later on today wrapping up all of my reviews of the cards which have been released for Covert Operations, which is going live tomorrow, that is the 11th of June, I need to catch up with the fact that we've had changes already. So, 2 cards which have been... You couldn't write this stuff. So 2 cards which have been previewed, and we've seen and spoiled, have already been changed before they've even been released. This stuff does happen, but it will endlessly remain comedy value to me. So, very quickly, going to take a look at those changes, so that when you've watched my previous videos, you can come and see these, and catch the difference between what might have affected my original reviews of the cards. Okay, so, here we go. Right, first card that has been changed. I can't even begin. It's the name has changed, and then some of the text has changed, because why not? So this is a Soviet card. This was the 410th Rifle Regiment. It is now the 36th Cavalry, which, when you look at the picture, makes a lot of sense, because that was a weird-looking rifle regiment. But still. The original card, as previewed, was a 6-cost, 1-op cost, 3/3 infantry, with the deployment effect, +3, gets +3/+3. It's a limited card, so you can run 3 of them, and it has destruction. Add 2 suppressed copies to your support line. Okay. I discussed this, I think it was interesting. Then we have the change. So the change is now a 6-cost, 1-op cost, 3/3 infantry. So far, so the same, aside from now being cavalry. Deployment gets +3/+3 and blitz. Destruction, add 2 suppressed copies to your support line. Still limited, still the same awesome art. This is actually quite a big change and makes this card a lot better. Because now you have blitz on the initial 3/3, or rather 6/6 body. As the deployment effect goes off, this is a 6-cost, 1-op cost, so you're turn 7ing this. 6/6 body that, when it is destroyed, puts 2 3/3 bodies that don't have blitz because they are suppressed, so they won't get the deployment effect, and they won't have blitz because they're suppressed, will be added to your support line. So it kind of pays itself back. Right, anyway, I talked about this in the original video, which is like, I think the first video I did, but I think these are both from the first video, but you'll find them. Hard to keep track. Like 12 hours of content for this so far, and I'm still going. Right, so this change is relevant. It makes this card a lot better, which is good for the Soviets, and frankly not a change I have a problem with, and this is the quickest change to talk about. This is the slightly longer change to talk about, and also the one which is probably going to have the most noise made about it, and I understand why. So this is One Roof. One Roof was a very early reveal as a payoff card, or at least part of the payoff, for the new Japan self-credit denial mechanic. So Japan is digging into a methodology whereby they're going to use cards which, when you play them, lose you credit slots, like the actual permanent credit slot, as you go forward, and then eventually you want to see a card that makes it worth doing it, and One Roof is kind of a big part of that, because the original One Roof was 4-cost order. Limited rarity, so you can run 3 of them. Draw 2 cards. Gain 2 credits for each credit slot you have lost this battle. Right. So, I talked about this on the video for like 10 minutes, but the upshot of this was, if you play this on kind of curve, which is to say that you play this on... You want to play this around about turn 7, because by then you've lost 3 credit slots, which means that you gain 6 when this thing triggers, which means that you're in profit by 2, then this would be turn 7. And you would end up with, by what would have been a 4 credit turn for you becomes a 6 credit turn for you. And as I discussed before, there's compound interest on playing more than one of these in a turn. All of that remains kind of true, except, apparently, shock horror, because I kind of agree, this was a bit too good. So good, in fact, that it's getting nerfed before it's released. Soviets get a buff, Japan gets a nerf. So now, one roof costs 5 credits. Now, this is actually quite a substantial change to one roof, because now you still want to have lost 3 credit slots for there to be a point in playing this, which means that you have to have lost 3 credit slots, but you now need 5 credits to play for it. So if you've lost 3 credit slots, then you're in effect going to need to be where you would be at 8 credit slots before you can play this, to then go to 6, which only gives you a net gain of 1 instead of 2, but it still does compound, because if you then use those to play the second one, the math starts to stack up. Plus, of course, you get to draw 2 cards. This is an impactful change because it very heavily alters the maths on this card. So, at 4 cost, you would play one of these, go from 4 credits, 6 credits. Then you would play a second one of these, which would cost you 4, giving you 2, but it would gain you 6, taking you to 8. And then if you were somehow able to play the third one, you would then go to 10 net, because you'd lose 4 to go down to 6, then it does lose 4 to then go down to... No, 6? Yes. No, you'd lose 4, then add 6, so it would take you to 12. Yes, because it's 4... help me, is going to be interesting. So 4 would become 6. Then that 6 goes down to 2 to play another one, but you gain 6, which takes you to 8. Then that 8, you pay 4 to go down to 4, then you gain 6, that takes you to 10. Right. So far, maths time. Right, the new one roof, I mean, it's not really new because the old one never even saw the board, apart from in internal testing, is 5 cost, which means you're on what would be credit 8. You pay 5 credits and get 6. Then you could pay 5 credits again, going down to 1. You gain 6, going up to 7. Then you could pay 5 credits again to go down to 2. Gaining 6 to go up to 8. This is a huge change to the value train on this card. I'm not saying this card is not still going to see play, it definitely is, but I don't think it's going to see anywhere near as much of an impactful play as it would have done at 4 credits. This is a big change. It substantially alters the actual value of the card, given the limited number of them that you can play. Of course, this doesn't account for the fact that you can use things like Air, Land and Sea to dupe multiple versions of this card, which is probably a large part of the point. Plus, of course, we've now seen the final capstone card for Japan's self-credit denial mechanics. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But anyway, this change has happened. It is important, so I'm making a very quick video to explain that these 2 changes have happened. Right, there we go. That's it. I'm not going to make this a long one. Like, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I'll be back with more videos later on today at this rate, unless we have any more changes. The last video you will get will be me talking about the final set of cards that we've seen. And then tomorrow, this will all launch. When it launches tomorrow, please come join me if you can at 17:30 UK, where I will be Twitch streaming a live opening of my pre-order and some other packs. I think I'll probably open north of 20 packs of the new expansion, see what we get, play some games, and I'll have some giveaways. Anyway, thanks for watching. As always, take care of yourselves, be good human beings, and I'll catch you next time.